Absolutely bogging. Welcome back to Big Stevie Cool 1872. This is rant mode. This is whatever you want to call it mode, right? Because you know what? This is soul destroying. We are mince. We are literally the exact same team that we were last season, barring that we've got Connor Barron and Yefty in there. One who was good, one who looks like the Brazilian Barisic, right? And this isn't an over exaggeration. We just look awful. We look like the exact same team we were in pre-season last season. And despite getting rid of dead weight, despite Tab not playing, despite Goldson not starting, there is just so many players in this Ranger squad that are not good enough. We lack quality pretty much everywhere. We played today a Manchester United team, by the way, that was awful. You know, absolutely horrendous on paper. The first half, all right, their team consists, you had like Evans, you had Onana, you had Casemiro, Mount, etc. But see that team in the second half, we should have been blowing them away and beating them, like winning that half about 3-1. That's what I think. People can cry, people can blame, whatever, right? But that's what I think we should have been happening. I mean, in terms of our starting team, I mean, that is probably as strong as our starting 11 is going to get when we rock up the Tynecastle August 3rd in 2 weeks' time. Because, seriously, how much better is it going to get? I mean, just to read through the teams, so we've got Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Yoro, Evans, Murray, Diallo, Casemiro, Mount, Collier, Sancho and Wheatley. I mean, it's a decent United team considering what it could have been starting today. Then our starting team was Butland, Hefty, Davies, Suter, Sterling, Wright, Diamonde, Lawrence, Barron and Cortez. Cortez was absolutely awful. Cyril Dessers, absolutely awful. I think there's only a few players that can hold their heads high up after that, and I think that's like Barron, Diamonde and Sterling. But let's dive into the game, shall we? Right, so we begin the game. United have a counter-attack, but 15 minutes in, Sterling blocks it for going 1-0. Absolutely brilliant. Right, then we had an Amad Diallo free kick that went narrowly wide. Diallo, who was deemed not good enough, by the way, not to start a European final over Scott Wright. I'm seeing rumours, I'm seeing it's all resurfacing on Twitter the day. Oh, well, he showed up late for training. Well, you know what? Yeah, I may be late, but you'll be shite forever, to quote The Sopranos. I know Ralph Cifaretto said to Paulie, I may be late, but you'll be stupid forever. Well, you know what? Scott Wright will be shite forever. The guy's awful. I'm sick of this. Dessers plays him through, and one of the probably the only decent pass that Dessers played all game, and he just shoots it straight into the gloves of Onana. Horrendous. We then have a counter-attack from a corner. Cortez, all he's got to do is find somebody, just runs into trouble, loses the ball. It's actually soul-destroying, right? And people can say I'm overly negative. It's a pre-season friendly, like, wise up. We are awful, right? We are getting pumped in the Champions League qualifiers. There'll be no Champions League football for us. We are regressing year in, year out from that Europa League final team. We are noticeably getting worse every season. The league is already over, right? The league is done. See, unless we actually go and make some signings, the league is over. But like I said, I think this is the team that's going to be starting August 3rd. In order for us to make signings, we either need to sell or get the Champions League money. We're not getting the Champions League money. And as for selling, well, who's going? Obviously, bids for Tav, etc., etc. Anyway, Diallo, who's been rinsing Yefty all game to this point, just cuts in. No one wants to get near him. Barron attempts to get near him because no one else is doing their job, i.e. Yefty can't get near him. Shoots it, bottom left-hand corner. Butland can't do anything about it. Diallo scores. I know a lot of people don't like him for how his Rangers period ended and, things like that, but it's a good goal. I can't really fucking complain with it, to be honest. Dessers gave it away, awful pass, another counter-attack where we're just sloppy as hell. It actually pains me watching Cyril Dessers up front for Rangers to think we could have a Mioski, to think we could have a Lauren Shankland, to think we could just have somebody up front who is actually, got a bit of composure and can deliver goals, can deliver assists. Dessers is mince, folks. Sancho also missed another chance on the counter-attack. Anyway, half-time. You're thinking, right, Rangers, it's only 1-0. You'll be able to turn this around. Manchester United, bring on Hugel, Fletcher, Ugai, Will Fish, Bennett, Ennis, Amas, Majabri, Maffer, and Odiele. And you're thinking, right, there's no excuse for this Rangers team not to do something, because that is the literal job squad. There is no one getting brought on there. Did we create chances? Yeah. Dessers should pass to Scott Wright. Well, I mean, he should shoot and score, but he decides to pass. And I'm like, well, you know what? If he makes the pass and Scott Wright taps it in, fair enough. Nope, passes overhit. Awful. Was it Scott Wright or Matondo? I thought Matondo was a bright spark initially, but then it just shows you the actual lack of finishing product this guy has. It's actually non-existent. Another Diddy man too, not good enough to wear this shirt. There's not... even the best players on the park today are questionable should they be wearing this shirt. So see the worst ones, they need to go. Is no one else just distraught, man, at the state of us right now? People, oh, Stevie, man, you're being too negative. Clap your hands together, yeah, cause I'm happy. Nah. We're no winning, hee-haw. I think people just get used to being inferior to Celtic. That's what it must be. Does not pain anyone that they're going to walk to another treble probably this season because we are just fucking gash. We are horrendous. Does nobody watch the games of football? I don't think they do. I would actually rate our chances of winning the league this year as no chance. I would. I'd give us like a 5% chance of winning the league. I know that's not exactly no chance, but yeah, that's what I would. I'm seeing people comment, shout out to John Fito, saying that he could see us finishing third to Hearts. And you know what? If Hearts keep Shankland and don't get rid of any other players, and we don't sign anyone else, I think it's a real possibility, and I cannot believe I'm saying that. I know over the course of the season, we'll be able to maintain better runs than Hearts, but look at Hearts last season. They were went on one of the longest winning streaks and undefeated streaks in Europe. They were matched with Inter Milan. They can do it, so can we. And oh man, what is there to say? Just didn't take our chances. Then United get a second goal. Awful from Ben Davies. Some jobber called Joe scored this. Old Joe stubbed his toe on the way to Mexico. Well, he stubbed his toe on the way to a 2-0 win at Murrayfield. We go 10-0 down. We see a bunch of substitutions come on here. Goldson, Danilo, McCausland, Lowry. And it's like, see, apart from Tav, who we don't want at the football club anyway, this is as strong as our team gets. And is that not soul destroying, right? That the strongest Rangers team got scudded by Manchester United jobbers. The same Manchester United team were over the past couple of seasons, when we could have got them in Europa League, Champions League, whatever, I would have took them because I felt we had a chance. And today at Murrayfield Park in Edinburgh, Scotland, we didn't even lay a fucking glove on them. And you know what? Yeah, people say it's just a friendly, but see this game, there's a lot of eyes on it. It's like a Battle of Britain, and what did we do? It was fucking embarrassing. I'm actually disgusted watching that game today. There was just nothing, no enthusiasm going into the next season. I almost want this season to be over and it's not even kicked off. And people may think this is, going over the top, overboard. Well, you know what? If people went overboard in the Titanic before it sank, maybe they'd have lived. And this isn't going overboard. I don't even know what that analogy is, but we're shite. Alright, we're not winning the league. So spoiler alert, I'm not predicting this team to win the league. I think I'm actually disgraced and disgusted at how far this club will fall before it gets back to any relevancy. Because what are we doing? Signing duds. Clement's just sitting there. Dessers fell over beside him. He just looks at him. He looks at him and I'm just like, oh my god. Anyway, let me know if I'm over exaggerating, troops, but I'm sorry. If you can take positives for this, you must have no hands left for clapping happily, because I don't know, I'm depressed. Rangers depressed me. This has honestly ruined my Saturday. Yeah, I feel sorry for people that's paid 80 quid, 60 quid, 50 quid for tickets, I mean whatever else on food. Probably fucking tenner per chip or something. Oh aye, and you want red sauce? Well, it's 10 grand a bottle anyway. We bottled it, we're shite. Battle of Britain. We're shit.